Here at Wine Spectator, we review nearly 20,000 wines each year in blind tastings. Organizing and tasting this many wines is demanding, but we make this effort because we're committed to the integrity of each review. Our goal is to give our readers expert and unbiased information. Hi, I'm Bruce Sanderson, the Tasting Director, and I'd like to show you how we review wines. Wine Spectator has built the most experienced team of wine critics in the world. Within the tasting department, we have two teams, one here in our New York headquarters, the other in Napa Valley. Each team includes coordinators who handle the logistics and tasters who review the wines. Here's Allison Napius, a senior tasting coordinator. She's also a taster. Hi, Allison.
Hi, Bruce.
The New York office reviews the wines of Europe, South Africa, South America, and the eastern part of the United States.
And the Napa office covers California, Oregon, and Washington, as well as Australia and New Zealand. Let's go through our logistics and tasting process from the beginning. As a tasting coordinator, what do you do once you receive the wines? The first step is to check the wines into our database. We include important information about each wine, such as the winery, the appellation, and the vintage. You'll notice that we have 2 bottles of each wine. We always request a backup in case the first bottle is corked or flawed.
Once the wines are in the database, we store them until the tasting. Allison's going to show you the cellar.
This is one of our cellars for wine storage. Here in New York, we have about 3,500 wines in the system at any given time. All the wine here is organized by region. This section is devoted to Bordeaux, which James Molesworth is in the middle of tasting. All told, he'll review about 1,500 Bordeaux wines this year. Let's go to the tasting room. Just before tasting, the wine gets a unique code that we use for tracking. The code goes on the bottle, in the database, and also on the bag that covers the bottle.
To keep our reviews fair and objective, we taste blind. We believe that's the only way to remove bias and to give each wine an equal chance to show its best. The taster knows the vintage and either the grape type or region, but never the price or producer.
And here's James, who's already started his tasting.
Hi, I'm James Molesworth, and one of the regions I cover is Bordeaux. Besides tasting blind here in New York, I spend several weeks of the year in the region, visiting winemakers, exploring vineyards, and tasting the wines at various stages of their development, both before and after bottling. That's all part of building and maintaining the expertise that translates into insightful coverage for our readers. When I taste blind, most flights consist of 15 to 25 wines. Today I have 19 wines from the right bank of Bordeaux, covering the 2009 and 2010 vintages. The first wine I taste is actually not blind. We call it a benchmark. It's a wine I've previously rated, and I use it as a warm-up to help calibrate my palate for the flight I'm about to taste. Also, hidden in the flight somewhere is a ringer. That's another wine I've rated in a previous tasting, and I use that to make sure my scoring is consistent. When we taste, we evaluate wines based on their intrinsic flavors and characteristics, as well as typicity. In this flight, I'm looking for the flavor profile, structure, and complexity that I'd expect from right bank Merlot blends in the 2009 and 2010 vintages. I'm just about to start my tasting, so let's see what the first wine tastes like. Dense fruit, black currant, berry, a little bit of tobacco. You can identify my reviews because they include the initials JM. The bags stay on until the scores are finalized in the computer. Once the bags come off, the scores cannot be changed. That's our guarantee to you that our reviews are fair and objective. Well, it's going to take me about 2 hours to work through this flight, so I better get back to work.
For us, the tasting process is rigorous and exacting. It's a challenge, but we're passionate about it. We hope our reviews help you identify the wines that suit your palate.
I'm Tom Matthews, Executive Editor of Wine Spectator. Our staff reviews nearly 20,000 wines each year. Together, we count around 200 years of experience with Wine Spectator. Our blind tasting methodology and our code of ethics are fundamental elements of our commitment to fairness, expertise, and independence. Let me introduce our tasters. In Napa Valley, James Laube reviews the wines of California. Harvey Steinman covers Australia, Oregon, and Washington. Marianne Worobiak tastes wines from California and New Zealand. Tim Fish reviews California Merlot, Zinfandel, and sparkling wines. Our New York-based tasters are Bruce Sanderson, who reviews Tuscany, Piedmont, and Burgundy. James Molesworth covers Bordeaux, the Rhone Valley, the Loire Valley, South Africa, and New York's Finger Lakes. Kim Marcus reviews Germany, Austria, Greece, Portugal, and southern France. Allison Napius tastes Alsace, Beaujolais, Champagne, and northern Italy. Nathan Wesley covers Argentina, Chile, and southern Italy. I taste the wines of Spain, and I joined Wine Spectator in 1988. You can find our reviews in Wine Spectator magazine, online at winespectator.com, via Wine Spectator mobile, or through our iPhone app, Wine Ratings Plus.